3, 2, 1. Over the last month, excessive heat has been the big weather story across the central part of the U.S., and then last week, even the East approached historic levels. But if you want to know what hot really is, you need to go back exactly 75 years to the summer of 1936. Historically, the 1930s has a reputation as the driest decade on record in the lower 48 states, the so-called Dust Bowl years. And for many in the Great Plains, the summer of 1936 was near the peak of the dryness. Now, this chart summarizes precipitation that summer, and for the 9 states shaded in maroon, that was the driest summer on record. But that was also a summer of widespread record-breaking heat. Here's a graph of average summer temperature in the lower 48 states going all the way back to 1900. This dot right here at the top of the heap for the whole period of record, just above 1934 and 2006. That dot right there represents 1936, the hottest summer on record in the U.S. Here's how temperatures that summer stacked up for each state. Now, for the 7 states shaded in deep red, from Kentucky all the way to Montana, that was the warmest summer on record. For the 15 states in orange, it was one of the top 12 warmest on record. And for the 17 states in the peach color, it was in the top 40 warmest. And this includes all years going back to 1895. Only 3 relatively low population states, all in New England, were significantly colder than average that summer. For this much of the country to be this warm over a 3-month period is simply unprecedented in the modern record. Now, in the summer of 1936, 15 states, all east of the Rockies, recorded their highest temperature on record, including remarkable readings in the 120s in North Dakota and South Dakota. The Pennsylvania state record of 111 was set that summer in Phoenixville in Chester County on July 10th. And only 3 states, Maine, Vermont, and Rhode Island, didn't hit 100 somewhere within their borders that summer. Dozens of cities set their all-time high temperature records in the summer of 1936, including New York City, Baltimore, Minneapolis, Bismarck, and Dallas. And even Canada got into the act with all-time highs in Winnipeg and Toronto. And consider that in Kansas City, the temperature got to 100 on 53 days that summer. To put that in perspective, the temperature in Kansas City has only hit 100 53 times in the last 20 years. Now, here's the highest temperatures recorded that summer at a few Pennsylvania locations. And with the exception of the higher elevations of the Alleghenies and right along the lakeshore, pretty much everyone got to 100 that summer. And the 106 in Williamsport is the highest temperature on record in 115 years of observations in that city. Dozens of daily high temperature records were set last week in Pennsylvania, as well as many records for highest low temperatures. Paul Knight will let us know if more of those really warm nights are in our future in the extended forecast next.
320.
Really?